If I gave you a $300,000 housing budget today, would you choose a brand new construction, nearly 5 acres backing up to the Daniel Boone National Forest, or almost 3,000 square feet located right here in the heart of Berea? The surprising part? All of the homes that you're about to see are under $300,000 right now. So, if you are searching for homes in Berea, Kentucky under $300,000, stick around because today's tour might completely change your mind about what you think you can afford for $300,000 here in Berea. So, I really feel like one of the biggest challenges that buyers are facing right now isn't finding homes. It's about finding which one has the best value. So, whenever you're scrolling through sites like Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, or maybe even my website, everything really starts to blend together. One house looks newer. Another looks bigger, one has more acreage, other ones are move-in ready. And unless you truly know the Berea market, it's hard to know what you're really getting for your money. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down today. Price, square footage, location, lot size, age, everything. And the features that really separate one property from the other. So before we jump into the tours, let's take a look at what's happening right now in the Berea, Kentucky housing market. So currently we have 69 active listings here in Berea, Kentucky with a median list price of $229,900, and the active homes have been on the market for an average of 72 days. Now here's something especially important for those looking to relocate to Berea, Kentucky. I track out-of-state buyers here in Berea and their activity. So in 2025, out of all of our sales, 49 were from out-of-state buyers. And the average list to sold price ratio was about 97.4%. What does that mean? It means that the average out-of-state buyer was not paying full asking price. In fact, they were negotiating about 2.6% less. So on a $300,000 home, that could save you around about $8,000. Now, of course, every property is different, but it generally shows that buyers have more negotiating power in today's market. Now, let's take a look at what your money can actually buy. So, let's start with one of the most affordable homes listed currently here in Berea, Kentucky. This one is listed at $179,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and approximately 940 square feet. Now, on paper, that's not going to sound too exciting, but that is exactly why I chose this home. It was built brand spanking new in 2025. That's right, brand new construction under $180,000. And a lot of people assume that moving to Bree, Kentucky with a brand new home is going to cost you $300,000 or more, but sometimes the data is going to show that's not always true. So here are some of our advantages that we see are a brand new roof, a brand new HVAC system, brand new plumbing, as well as electrical systems, a modern layout, and a lot lower maintenance costs. Now, for first-time home buyers, someone downsizing, or someone looking for a simple, low-maintenance lifestyle, this is going to be a really compelling option. But your biggest trade-off is going to be your square footage, the size of the home. At 940 square feet, you're kind of prioritizing affordability and new construction over living space. Now, let's go completely to the opposite side of the spectrum. This property offers nearly 2,950 square feet. So, from our perspective, that's around 3 times the size of the last one that we looked at. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, a geothermal HVAC, so much historic charm, and the location right in the heart of Berea. So, one thing that obviously stands out is the value of the price per square foot. And that's probably one of the biggest value plays currently here in Berea. This kind of property is really hard to replace today at this price point. So, if you love historic homes with larger rooms, a mature neighborhood, and you want to be closer to the downtown amenities, this one deserves a serious look. But what's your trade-off? Normally, as expected with older homes, as a buyer, you should probably expect some maintenance and upkeep at some point. Now, let's compare the historic home with a much different option. This property was also just built in 2025 and represents a lot of what relocation buyers are looking for today. Modern, efficient, move-in ready. So this home gives you about 1,400 square foot with updated finishes throughout. So with that, some of the perks to owning it, we have no carpet, we've got covered outdoor living spaces, we've got modern kitchen finishes, new mechanical systems, so a lower maintenance living. What I like about this property is it's really showing the difference between buying square footage versus buying convenience. You may get less square footage than the historic home, but you're getting a completely different home ownership experience. You don't really have to wonder how old the roof is. You really don't have to wonder when the HVAC system is going to need replaced. Everything is pretty new. And for buyers, that's definitely worth the premium. Now, let's talk about the one thing that draws everyone over here to our neck of the woods in Kentucky: land. This property offers nearly 5 acres and backs up to the Daniel Boone National Forest. It's also one of the newer homes in today's lineup because it was built in 2022. 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, around 2,016 square feet, nearly 5 acres with a rural setting. That includes all the forest views. So, for buyers that are looking to move here from larger cities, this is often the type of property that they never imagined would fit their budget. So, with the combination of the acreage, the privacy, and it being a newer home, is really what makes this listing stand out to me. And unlike a lot of the rural properties that we have around here, this one is still a really reasonable drive to Berea, as well as Richmond and the I-75 corridor. So when we're looking at all of these side by side, we've got the cheapest, the largest, the newest, and the one that holds the most acreage. So in seeing all of this, I really hope that it demonstrates just what $300,000 can get you here in Berea, Kentucky. Because that sort of budget here can mean so many different things depending on your priorities. Do you want to maximize affordability? Do you want to maximize square footage? Do you want to maximize your acreage? Or do you want to maximize modern features and having less maintenance? Like everything else that I always say, there's not really a right answer. The best home out of this lineup is all going to depend on how it aligns with how you plan to actually live. But now I'm curious to know, out of all four of these homes, which one you would choose. Would you take the super duper affordable new construction, or would you take the historic home with an ungodly amount of square footage? Or would you settle in with the new construction that's built in ready? Or do you think that you would settle with the 5 acres backing up to the forest? Make sure that you let me know in the comments below. And like always, if you are ever considering making the move here to Berea, Richmond, Madison County, or any of our surrounding areas, make sure that you subscribe to this channel because every week I share Madison County market updates, local events going on in our town, as well as all of the local news and so much more. My name is Devin Todd Asbill with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Foster Realtors, and I will see you all on the next one.